Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be ranking the FUT birthday cards, letting you know exactly what we think of each individual card and where do I rank them on my tier list. Starting things off, we are going to go with the top tier list, the top players. We're going to break this down into 3 sections: top tier, mid tier, and low tier. Top tier being absolutely, if you can get them into your team, I would fully recommend. The mid tier is some of these players are okay and usable, but there may be better options. And then the low tier is the stinky of the stink, the ones that I do not think you should be using. Ronaldo is going to take our #1 spot in that top tier, which I think that kind of goes without saying. If I'm honest with you, we all know how good this FUT birthday Ronaldo is going to be. He comes with 5-star skill moves, a 5-star weak foot. Currently, he is 4.8 million, 90 pace, 95 shooting, 86 passing, 92 dribbling, and 81 physical. A lot of you are asking me, which one would you go for? The Team of the Year version or the FUT birthday? Which one would you go for? Unless for me, myself, I would definitely go with the FUT birthday. The 5-star weak foot is such a big bonus. And also, you do have better agility, better balance ever so slightly, which can be really, really helpful. The high, low attacking work rates. For me, Ronaldo, bar maybe icon moments, are 9, or some of the big icons. This is going to be one of the best strikers out there for you. Would I want him over Team of the Year Mbappe? I would, purely for that 5-star weak foot. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see a duplicate of me. Ignore the one in the bottom right. It's just these are taken from my player reviews that we did of these cards, just so I can show you gameplay in case you missed those player reviews originally. Sticking with the strikers, we are going to talk about Suarez, another striker which I think is very good in this FUT birthday promo. He has 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, just over 1 million coins. Obviously plays over in La Liga, so maybe not as good of a league requirement, but still a very, very good striker. Give him chances inside the 18-yard box and he will finish them. The sprint speed is a little bit of a letdown. Players do catch up to Suarez fairly quickly, so that can be a bit of a hindrance for him. But everything else about this card is great. He can finish the chances, he can fight, he's got good strength, he holds himself well, and he can compete in the air. And one which I really like, and in terms of strikers on FIFA 22, we do lack a little bit in some areas, and I think Suarez is a great alternative for yourselves. Now, this is a card which I think has very much gone under the radar, and that is going to be Jack Grealish. He's coming in at the minute 130,000 on PlayStation and 170 on Xbox. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, great pace, brilliant dribbling stats. One of the best dribblers that I have used on FIFA 22 right now. I really enjoy this card. If you want to play him up front, you can do. If you want to play him cam, out on the wing, it really doesn't matter. Grealish can play almost anywhere in that attacking line. My biggest gripe, I would say, is probably the fact that he doesn't have 5-star skill moves, but that is me being really picky. He's a little bit weak in the strength department, so make sure that you offload the ball as and when a player gets near, or skill your way out of it. But a hunter chemistry style can be best to get the max amount of pace and the shooting if you want to, or you could look at something like a hawk or maybe an engine. But one that I really do recommend for anyone running a Premier League team. The Premier League Neymar is here, and the next one is going to be Martin Odegaard, a player which I really enjoyed using. I don't know if I rate him higher than Grealish purely because of the price difference, but 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, great on the ball, really feels nimble and lean, similar to how Neymar does feel. He doesn't have the most amount of pace, which at times can be felt, and the shooting, again, you want to look to increase this with the chemistry style that you go for. Strength is a little bit low along with the aggression, so do keep that in mind. And a hunter or a hawk is probably best applied. But definitely a card, if you're after a centre attacking mid in the Premier League, Odegaard should be one of your priority players, purely because of the 5-star, 5-star, take it on either foot, can shoot from range, has got really good dribbling, and has got great passing to go with that as well. Mkhitaryan does take one of our top spots as well in the FUT birthday tier list, and that is purely because his card is so well-rounded. Good pace, good shooting, good passing, good dribbling, 240,000 coins, 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. The biggest kind of letdown I find with this card is the medium work rates, and the links can be a little bit difficult. But for me, again, a hunter or a hawk is probably best applied here. He can play centre attacking mid, right attacking mid, left attacking mid. He can play up front. Mkhitaryan can really play anywhere, similar to Grealish in those attacking lines. But a really well-valued SBC. If you've got some coins lying around and you possibly want to look at picking him up to go onto your bench, you could also do that as well. One that I do think a lot of players should complete as a bench player or to get into their starting 11 if they are after a 5-star, 5-star, similar to Odegaard, similar to Neymar, that sort of player. Ladies and gentlemen, just a quick interruption to this video. If you are enjoying it, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Come on over to the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst. It's the best place for you to ask questions about the game, about the cards, and so on. And if you pick up any of your sneak, do use code FIFA Analyst at checkout. Now, Allan also makes the list, and this is a player which, only reason why he makes my top tier is purely because of how good he is defensively in comparison to other options maybe in the Premier League. I think Allan is a fantastic centre defensive mid for someone that really just wants a player to sit in front of the centre-backs, hold that defensive line as best as he can, and try and break up the counter-attacks. I still think Tammy Abraham is obviously what everyone's go-to, but I do think Allan could be used over man of the match Kante or any of Kante's informs because he's got good passing, he's got brilliant dribbling, he's great defensively, and he's got very good pace in the middle of the park as well. A shadow chemistry style probably would be best again to get the max amount of increase on pace. He comes in at 770,000 with a 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. He can receive the ball anywhere. He can play in a 4-1-2-1-2, a 4-2-3-1, a 3-man midfield. Whatever really suits you, Allan is a very solid choice. So then, that is my top tier. Those are the players which I really value on FUT Birthdays promo so far, talking about who I think is worth going ahead and putting into your team. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the middle tier, cards which I think are certainly usable depending on your situation. So Cruz makes my middle tier list. I was contemplating putting him in the top tier, but I think the thing that really held me back with Cruz is that, again, the work rates can be a little bit frustrating. At medium. He's good on the ball with a 5-star skill moves and a 5-star weak foot, but he almost feels a little bit clunky as well because of the 6 foot. Now, is that a problem? Not necessarily, but if I wanted him to be a bit of a more of a clunky player, I'd want him to fight, I'd want him to be aggressive and get into the opponent's kind of face. And you don't really get that from Cruz, which is understandable because of the type of player that he is. He can shoot from range. I personally went with a basic chemistry style when I use this card because I feel like you actually get the stats boost that I wanted across the board. But I kind of look at him and go, where does he sit? Where does he play? And in a 2 centre mid formation, I don't think he suits that very well. I think a 3-man midfield suits Cruz perfectly. Having a holding DM, Cruz is kind of like that deep line playmaker, getting forward a little bit, and then a proper box-to-box next to him with maybe the high work rates. A very good card. I just think when the price is coming in at 750,000 coins right now, I don't think he can make my top tier, given some of the cons that he has and kind of the league, nation, all that side of things. Nuno Mendes is up next in our middle tier. And I'm going to be honest, the only reason why he's not in our top tier is purely because of the price tag. 420,000 coins as it stands at the minute. He does come in with 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, high, medium work rates. And he is a very good fullback. He's one of the better options that we do have across the board right now. An anchor chemistry style is best applied on Mendes. I think when we look at him, it is purely just the price tag that puts me off. He's in a great league with a great nation as well to get your links into Sanchez. And obviously Club is great as well at PSG. Is he worth the coins? Yes, but it would only be if you've got nowhere else to upgrade on your team right now. There are other fullbacks that you can use. They're a little bit cheaper that kind of do the same job. 420,000 on that position, especially if you play stay back while attacking on your fullbacks, is a lot of coins. But still a very good card nonetheless. It is just dependent on how much coin balance you have for this card. Enzo is one that actually surprised me a little bit in the sense that he's so cheap, really, in the grand scheme of things, but it's because of the league and the nation. A very similar card to what we actually saw with Mendes. He has 5-star skill moves and a 3-star weak foot, medium work rates, average body type. He's actually a great card to possibly look at playing as centre defensive mid or at centre back, maybe in a 3 at the back. He could suit that quite well. He's 75,000 coins, which is great value for money. If you want a player to replace Cuadrado, because you're a little bit uneasy on Cuadrado's defending, Di Lorenzo is a great alternative to that. And just one purely that I don't put him any higher because of the league and the nation. Serie A has been given a lot of love this year, but you don't see too many people running those leagues at the top level, I'd say, which is the only reason why he is in that middle one. I think if he was in a different league, maybe a different nation, we might see him sit a little bit higher, but definitely a fullback if you're in Serie A. You're in the Italian side of things that you could go and pick up and have a lot of success with. Doku is what I would say right now one of the perfect super subs for you on FIFA 22. 20,000 coins, 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, high work rates, average medium defensive work rate, 96 pace, 81 shooting, 81 passing, 91 dribbling, and 76 physical. He can run, he can beat defenders, and he is very difficult to play against when you bring him on off the bench. Being at 5'7", he's got that low center of gravity, great agility and balance at 97 and 96. Feel free to use him off the bench and have a lot of success with him. Would I start him? Probably not. But I definitely think off the bench, for so many of you people, you can get a lot of success. Marksman is probably the best chemistry style, or possibly a Deadeye as well. Now, and Belay came in at 330,000 coins as an SBC, which a lot of people deemed expensive, which it is for the card that you do get. But he's actually one of the ones that I really enjoyed using. It's kind of taken away the price tag. His card performs very well in game. The medium work rates are frustrating. 4-star skill moves and a 5-star weak foot, however, do give you a lot of versatility in the middle. If you took a Hawk on him as a chemistry style, you really do get the best out of him in pace, physical stats, and the long shots as well. His dribbling and his passing is already through the roof, so you don't need to worry about that. If you could complete this with fodder to make it cheaper, and you can't get Sanchez, or you didn't do any of the other SBCs from the French League, he certainly is a good option in the middle. Don't disregard him straight away, because he does perform well in-game. I do like him myself. It is just a bit of the hefty price tag for not any key stats in the pace and the shooting department. But still, a good card nonetheless. Rafael Guerreiro comes up next, the 87 left-back from Dortmund. 45,000 coins for this card, and he has high attacking work rates, low defensive work rates. This card really is only suitable for anyone playing a 5 at the back or a 3 at the back and playing him in those wing-back positions. You can actually use him as a winger if you wanted to in your Bundesliga teams. He does get that big link into Bellingham, which is great. If you wanted to get him in nice and easily, put him as a left wing back at left wing, and he'll get 7 chemistry for you, which is more than okay. An anchor chemistry style for most people probably would be the best, unless you wanted to get full max defensive stats and increase the with a shadow. He is a good card. It is purely just, he's not really a fullback. He is if you play him in a wing back or the 3 at the back kind of side of things. But it's obviously the high and low work rates, which are really going to hold this card back for a lot of people. Probably play him in a more attacking position to get more out of him, and that will be a little bit more suitable. 45,000 coins certainly does okay. Ruben Vezzo over at Getafe in Levante, in La Liga, is a card that you guys could look at for a cheap centre-back to run right now. He is a very good centre-back in the sense that his defensive stats are solid for the price that he's at 38,000 coins. He is only 6 foot, which you do want to take into account. He does have 93 jumping, which will obviously help you in that sort of area. For me, the medium work rates can be a little bit frustrating. Medium high is kind of what we want, but he's got good enough pace. Acceleration a little bit low. A shadow increase obviously will help you on that front. Brilliant agility and balance though. So any over the top through balls he can deal with quite well. And his short passing is 83, which for a centre back at 38,000 coins is certainly great. A good enough card for people to use if you are just needing someone to fill a gap for the next 2 to 3 weeks maybe. Tammy Abraham up next, who does round up our middle tier. This is a card which I think is certainly usable across the board for a lot of people. He does feel a little bit clunky in game, which is understandable. He is 6'5". The work rates are frustrating at medium again, and we've seen a lot of medium across the board in FUT Birthday. 5-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. The weak foot, again, being a frustrating one, so just keep that into account. But you can use your skill moves to your advantage to get it onto your right foot. A Hawk chemistry style is what I found to be best for him to give the pace increase, the shooting, and the physical side of things as well. His short passing 85, just simple little X passes, A passes to and from each other is fine. Don't look for any over the top 3 balls, though, that need a bit of whip, because he has only got 60 curve. He doesn't have any player traits either as well, which can be a bit of a hindrance. And the fact that he can't finesse shot for someone like myself is a bit frustrating for my striker. Given that he's a free objective card, though, I think he's one that some players definitely can look to work into their team, and obviously has that link to Mkhitaryan. Right then, we move over into our bottom tier right now, and these are the cards which I just think aren't worth completing as SBCs or picking up unless you really have to for links or something. They are going to be the weaker links in your team that probably won't last for a very long time. First up, we're going to talk about Ryan Fredericks from West Ham. This is an SBC, which I just don't think really is worth completing. We have Kyle Walker in the Premier League as an option for you, which is tradable. We had a Tanganga come out 3 to 4 weeks ago that was a better card than this and actually a little bit cheaper. The one thing that worries me about him is, yes, he has got that pure pace, which is great, but it's the lack of defensive stats for a fullback, which, you know, it does happen on a regular, if I'm honest with you. The physical stats are a little bit low as well, only at 76 and 78 jumping at 5'11". He has high medium work rates, though, which will suit some players when they are looking to go forward. 3-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, which can be useful. It's just one to me that is a little bit meh. He has 80 composure, which scares me on a fullback. If you get pressured and you try to lay the ball out, you may see some mistakes there. 75 vision is really poor for a fullback as well. If you want to look for a ball down the line, he's not going to be capable of that. It's just one for me that I just don't think you need to do. It's not a must-do SBC. 151,000 coins is a lot of money for an untradeable player, which I don't think really lasts a very long time in your team. Kamada is just a card which is very cheap right now, and he fairly is well-rounded. He does have low shot power at 79, which obviously isn't great. His strength is very weak as well. Medium work rates again. Nation, difficult. Club, not exactly great. And league is kind of one of them. It's just a card which, for most people, at 21,000 coins, you're not going to put this into your team regardless. I wouldn't advise it. I don't think he's key in any area. His dribbling is the best part of it, but the rest of it is just kind of meh. That's why his price tag is 21,000 coins, if I'm honest with you. It could be used, but I just really wouldn't advise it if you can avoid it. So Lucas Torreira is a card which I've been using a lot in my Road to Glory right now because I've packed him untradeable. He's very good on the ball with the 5-star skill moves, and his defensive stats are good, and he does really help in the defense. The thing that frustrates you with him is mainly his height and his body type. He's short and lean. He's 5'5". His strength is 76. For a DM, he just gets bullied. He just gets shown around too easily for my liking. If you're after a DM from Serie A, I feel like there's much better options for a little 20,000 more coins. Elmas is available, and I rate Elmas so much higher than Torreira. He is usable, but his links aren't great. Club kind of is what it is again, and it's just the height that is such a letdown. He is good on the ball, as I said. He has good short passing, good long passing. The curve only at 79. Defensively, though, his stats are through the roof, and he just show you that in game. He is a very good defender. It's just purely the height, which makes me say no. Bebu also comes in at 32,000 coins, and this is a card which on face value doesn't look that bad. He's got 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, high and average body type at 6 foot. He high attacking work rates, medium defensive work rates. I lose my words there. Does only have 80 jumping, however, with 75 heading accuracy, so he isn't a player that you can whip the ball into. The aggression is really low at 46, which means he's not a striker that fights and wants to get for the ball. His curve is low again at 76. He can't finesse shot it. The long shots are only at 80. And then the big killer for me to go with the finishing department, he only has 82 composure, which means that when you get in on goal, there's a high chance you're not always going to put it in the back of the net. 86 shot power with 87 finishing and 82 composure just isn't really enough at this stage of the game now for me. So this is a card which I would definitely look to avoid. So there you have it then, ladies and gentlemen, our FUT birthday roundup at the time of recording this video. Those are the players that are out, and that is how I rank them as top tier, middle tier, and low tier. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one.